This is Liquid Lunch.
You're so beautiful.
Thank you, Tamara. Well, this is a special Liquid Lunch because we've got Tamara Penn joining us again here at that channel. And Tamara,
thank you. Nice to be here, Hugh. Thank you.
And I see you got your dancing in before the show.
Oh, God, what fun. You had all those lights across the background and boogie music going. It was fun.
Isn't that great? Yeah. We're going to do that in fact, that's all we're going to do.
Every day when everybody comes in, you just dance for a bit.
Everybody dances.
Enliven them.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I had a client recently who's the head of a very large organization. And I told her that on Monday mornings, that's when they have the most heart attacks. Because people really don't want to go to work on Monday mornings. And I said to her, what if, as you walk in the morning, you can give everybody something very special to set them off for the day, for the week, that has them looking forward to Monday mornings.
That's a good idea.
It is a good idea.
Did you have something specific in mind for them?
I did. Some kind of affirmation in a fortune cookie, So not only do they get a good thought, but they get a cookie for their tea in the morning, or their coffee, or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think not enough has been done with fortune cookies.
I agree with you.
I think that's a big opportunity.
I agree with you.
For people out there.
Yeah. When some Asian said to me, when you wish somebody good luck, but to wish them good fortune is a much higher wish. I wish you good fortune.
Well, thank you, Tamara.
Oh, thank you.
And you too.
Okay, today's Wednesday. I think I'm going to buy a ticket. I want to win a ticket so that I can help my daughter buy a house. The cost of housing in the UK is...
What, she's in the UK? Is it worse than Toronto?
Much worse. Always has been.
Like, is she in London?
Uh-huh.
Like, how much is it for, like, a normal house?
An ordinary little house. If it would cost $1 million here, it costs $2 million there.
Really?
Yeah, and a very ordinary little house.
So we think real estate is too expensive here, but maybe
it's all relative.
It's all going to go up.
Yep.
Maybe we're like undervalued.
Ugh.
It's too expensive, though, isn't it? It shouldn't be that expensive, right?
Well, I'm happy that I've got.
You're all
I've
set.
got a place to live.
Right near
I'm
that.
very grateful. I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
Every day I wake up and saying, when rigor mortis sort of leaves, and I say, I've got a lot to be grateful for, and I have. I really have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got a nice place, and you're right beside the park there.
Right beside the park, right beside the ravine.
Yeah.
Right beside the subway.
Yeah.
I'm, jolly good. My brother-in-law, when he heard that I'd bought this place, he said, "Oh, what has she done now?"
Why?
And, well, I'm the irresponsible younger sister.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, I used to be.
Yeah.
And when he came to visit, he said, you've done very well.
Now, where does he live?
They live in London.
Oh.
Yeah. So my sister went to live in London.
Yeah.
And I came to live here. And,
right.
And then my daughter went to visit her aunt and stayed there for a year and a half. And just when she was ready to come home, she met Mr. Wonderful. So she lives there.
In the UK?
In the UK.
Yeah. Well,
let's talk about trauma.
Trauma, okay.
Okay. So on the 1st of May this year, 2016, a lovely lady by the name of Michelle Fournier and I are going to be doing a one-day workshop from 10 till 3, and it's called Mayday, the Trauma Recovery Solutions. Because everybody somehow in their lives experience some trauma. What might be like water off a duck's back for you could be a very traumatic event for somebody else.
Like, what is that? What is a traumatic event?
Birth.
You mean anything that just is an impact physically, mentally,
physically,
emotionally?
mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever it is, anything that the body doesn't integrate or deal with in a relaxed manner can be a trauma.
Yeah.
And birth trauma, when the baby's born, we've spoken of this before, there's so many things that happen. interference in the baby's innate wisdom on how to be born.
Mm-hmm.
Interference, cutting the cord too quickly, setting the child, into some kind of fear scenario, and from that moment of a frightened, panicked breath,
Mm-hmm.
people breathe more shallowly.
Mm.
And that's why the work that I do, rebirthing, breath work, is so valuable. It helps people heal the breathing mechanism that is damaged from birth.
Now, what about, can I just ask you about something?
Please.
Because I'm thinking because I think Canada has the highest,
Suicide rate.
no, well, I was going to say cesarean. More Canadians per capita are born cesarean than any other country.
Yeah, more so on the West Coast.
Yeah.
There's a very large Asian population, and many of them don't want to ruin their delivery systems by having a baby. And also they're frightened.
Mm-hmm.
They're frightened of a normal process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that traumatic too for the baby?
It's very traumatic in many ways.
Yeah.
It's easier and it's more traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
Both my children were born cesarean, and all 4 of my grandchildren were cesareans.
Mm-hmm.
My cesarean was that my gynecologist was a golfer, and it was already Friday, and I hadn't delivered yet.
Mm.
I was a few days over. And so he said, well, your baby's in distress. Now, you tell any mother that their baby's in distress, and the doctor says, we need to do a cesarean, she'll say, okay, anything to save my baby.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
But I think that sometimes the doctors are a little impatient for delivery, not allowing the natural process to occur.
And that would just add
trauma
for both the child and the mother,
and the
right?
mother, absolutely.
But it would take it away from the doctor/golfer.
Yes, it would.
He'd be a little less stressed.
Well, in my case, it was, we didn't have national health.
Yeah.
And if the doctor wasn't in the room when I was born, if he wasn't in the room when the baby was being born, he didn't get his fee.
Right.
And so the nurses were instructed to cross the mother's legs and hold that baby back until the doctor got in the room. Okay?
It's all about the money, Tamara.
Well, yeah, I think it might be. Only in my case, it was my uncle, my father's brother-in-law, who was the doctor, and they called it the confining doctor. He was at the confinement. That was the terminology that was used.
Why do they call it that?
Because the baby's confined.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're doing something with
Michelle Fournier.
And it's to do with trauma, right?
It is to do with trauma, and it can be, from my experience as a rebirther, people do release trauma when they feel safe to do so. Listen to that. Can we hear that sound on the? Probably.
Magically, somehow it doesn't.
Isn't
appear.
that interesting? Perfect timing.
Yeah.
People have trauma from lots of things. Very often, school trauma, bullying, leaving your home for the first time to be in a situation that is strange can be very traumatic for children. I've often spoken to kindergarten teachers, and they say, oh, the first month or 2 are absolutely awful. Children are crying. They're wetting themselves. All of this is very traumatic for children, being away from their parents. Some children take to it very well, and others don't.
Mm-hmm. So maybe almost everybody needs this.
I think so. And the nice thing about this is that it's totally natural. The same as the Bach flower remedies are so totally natural. They're made from nature, and they are brought into existence in an alchemical way using the elements of earth, air, fire, water, and consciousness. So they have the consciousness of particular flowers that have come to bloom at their very best and to give humanity a gift. And the developer of this system, which is called La Vie de la Rose, Dr. Natalia, who is actually a Canadian but lives in the States, was guided to be going to China because she was, and there she developed a series of 6 essences for trauma.
So these are flower remedies?
These are from flower essences, yes, flower remedies.
For trauma.
You know, people think of essential oils and flower essences. Flower essences and essential oils are very different. You know, essential oils are the oils from a plant, and sometimes they are pure and sometimes they're suspended in other oils. But these are flower essences, the frequency, the vibration of the actual flowers. And they're lovely. They're absolutely soft and lovely, and it's like peeling the onion in a very, very gentle way. People integrate anything that might have been traumatic in their lives.
You got any of these here right now?
I beg your pardon?
Let's do some right now.
What?
Some of these flower things.
Oh, what flower?
Let's smell the flowers.
No, you don't smell them. They're not essential oils with fragrance.
What do you do with them?
You pop them in your mouth. They can be either suspended in brandy or in vinegar, depending. If people have an alcohol problem or allergic to alcohol, then we see that they get them. They buy it for themselves, you know. You don't need a prescription for this. You just need somebody who can guide you and suggest to you what you might be able to take. And that's what the seminar is about. It goes through the six solutions, plus some others, in the Bach system and in the FES, but mainly in the Vie de la Rose. And people identify, and they can have, they can help themselves to a sample of this. And also they have the opportunity of purchasing a set for themselves. Very often therapists have them, and they like having them to recommend them to clients.
So this is going to be kind of educational, and you're going to explain how it works?
Educational, experiential. They'll learn a breathing exercise. There's going to be a little conversation, of course. It's going to be nice, a really nurturing day.
So this would be good for anyone who's maybe thinks they have some trauma they want to deal with, or maybe even some alternative practitioners that want to find out about this, because I haven't heard about this before.
No, it's new. It's new.
Always something new.
I know.
Here at that channel.
I know. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then there's something else I wanted to talk about.
Okay, before we do that, when is this, and how can people find out?
On the 1st of May.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they find out by going onto my website or phoning me. And the website is
tamarapenn.com.
And go to the events button.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you.
All right. Now, what's this other thing?
And it's on the 1st of May. And it's going to be from 10 till 3.
Okay.
So, if people like to have a brunch in the morning and have dinner plans for the evening, it doesn't eat up the whole day.
And where is it going to be?
It's going to be at St. Clair and Bathurst area. There's lots of parking there, free parking, and also it's very accessible to the Spadina line, St. Clair Avenue West.
That's when I go to your place. That's where I get out at St. Clair, and I take the Heath Street exit, and I'm right at your place.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right there.
Okay, so that's great. tamarapenn.com. Now, what's this other thing you want to talk about?
Oh, the other thing I want to talk about is, for many years now, I have gathered groups on Mother's Day just for 5 minutes at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's about standing women and saying a declaration for the well-being of the children of the planet. Mm-hmm. There are too many children on our planet that are not doing as well as they could. Mm-hmm. And by having a unified thought field, we definitely raise the vibration of the consciousness of humanity to seeing that we help the children. Yes.
A unified thought field?
Yes, a unified thought field.
Can you tell me more about that?
Oh, come on, you know about that.
I know, it's for the
viewers. So it's for the viewers, okay. So when where 2 or more are gathered, the energy is much stronger. So if many people gather at a particular time, then what happens is the thought form that is produced is much more potent. And that's what these group of people are doing. This is the 10th year, and every year we gather in that little park next to the St. Clair Avenue West Heath Street exit, and at 1 o'clock, and everybody is welcome to come, encouraged to come, and just stand, and they're given this sheet. I'd like to read it if I may.
Yes, please.
Okay. It's called Standing Women in Toronto. We are standing for the world's children and grandchildren, and for the 7 generations beyond them. We dream of a world where all of our children have safe drinking water, clean air to breathe, and enough food to eat. A world where they have access to a basic education to develop their minds and health care to nurture their growing bodies. A world where they have a warm, safe, and loving place to call home. A world where they don't live in fear of violence in their home, in their neighborhood, in their school, or in their world. This is the world of which we dream. This is the cause for which we stand. Nice. It's really powerful.
Yeah, that sounds really nice.
It's really nice.
Now, when are you doing this?
Now, this is on Mother's Day, on the 8th of May.
May 8th, okay.
May 8th. A lot of stuff happens in May.
Well, it's a great month.
It's a great month. We're almost there. We're almost there. May was my mother's birthday, and I usually do something connected to essences, flower essences, and children on Mother's Day. Yeah.
And that's a beautiful park. So if people, what time is that?
1 o'clock.
1 o'clock on May 8th. So people can go there, get off at the Heath Street exit from the subway, and then. Now that's a pretty big park. So how far in are you?
Just at the street level.
Right there, right by the
subway. Yeah.
So they don't have to go looking for you. They'll see you.
And it's only 5 minutes. Last year we had people coming from Quebec.
Yeah.
Nobody was doing it in Quebec, so they came. They came to that little park, and it was lovely. And we stood there with umbrellas in the rain, saying the declaration, and that was it.
Well, boy, maybe this year the day will be like today, a beautiful sunny
gorgeous day. And people should come, you know, and come and meet with people of like minds and hearts.
Yeah. And send out that wave, that vibration that's going to actually have an effect out there, right, Tamara?
And absolutely. And it's going to be 1 o'clock all over the world. So the vibration in this zone will then move to the next zone. So it's a universal thing.
So it's going to take, it's 24 hours before the full thing is completed. Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Depends on who, Yeah. But that's the whole intention,
is
that all the children in the world are taken into account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
There's another organization that actually started here in Toronto called Sleeping Children.
I think we had them on the show.
Oh, did you?
Well, what do they do? They make beds or something?
No,
what do they
people
do?
make donations.
Yeah.
And then what they do is they find a country that is in need.
Yeah.
They send their ambassadors, and the ambassadors pay for themselves.
Yeah.
And they source out within the country itself bedding,
That's what I said.
backpacks.
That's what I said.
That's not what you said. Did you really?
They make beds. That's what I said.
Oh, okay. Well,
but I know they provide beds because...
And they support the people in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they'll have those beds maybe made in the country.
In the country.
Providing jobs and income.
Exactly.
And everybody wins, right?
It's a win-win thing. It's really nice.
I think we did have them on the show.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I've never met them. I just donate every year because I think it's a really good cause.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a really good cause. Well, thank you.
What else do you want to talk about?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about? The weather's gorgeous.
The weather's good today. It's making everybody feel good. You know?
But you got to get in the sun. Hello.
Hi. Do you mind if I join you?
Yeah,
Please
come
do.
on.
Thank you.
Lalo's here. Here, take this mic.
Before we close, I just wanted to say that it was amazing to dance with you earlier, before. And if everybody doesn't know already, you're 74 years old.
I'm 73.
She's 73.
I'm in my 74th year.
In your 74th times around the sun. And I just want to say that you're an inspiration, and I'm very happy to see that the work that you do is energizing you, is it not? That's actually my question.
Absolutely.
My question is doing heart work worth it?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because, somebody said to me once, somebody was dancing wildly and they're not on stuff. Well, they're on life. And life force is very exhilarating. And most people keep their energy fields under a bush. And the work that I do energizes people, and they feel more alive. They feel they can express themselves better.
Yeah, because honestly, you look 20 years younger than you actually are.
I was telling you earlier on, once I came on the show and I didn't put makeup on and I didn't do my hair and yada, yada, yada. And my daughter said, "You can't do that."
Yeah, of course you can.
Well, I can, and I do, and I did, and I didn't today.
Yeah.
But she's in the UK.
She is.
Right?
Oh, but she gets to see these videos.
Yeah.
The YouTubes, and she puts it onto my website.
Oh, she's the one that does that. She's your techie.
She's my techie. She and her husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah.
They're the techies. They have a communication company called Pen Inc. Communication.
Pen Inc.
Communication.
I think it's
Pen. P-E-N.
Oh, P-E.
P-E-N-N. Inc.
Yeah.
I-N-K. Communications.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
Excellent.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's very
You're
nice
welcome.
of you to say so.
And I hope you are having fun at that channel. I'm just going to go back to work because Hugh Riley's he's quite the slave driver.
Oh, that's okay.
All right.
Thank you. What should I do?
Well,
with
tomorrow, you could just put that
just put down.
But we should also mention, just before we split, that you're still doing the rebirthing?
it? Absolutely.
And people can find out about that on your website?
On my website. Or they
Yeah.
can call me.
Yeah.
I like talking to people. Often people will go to the website and then email me and they say, "Yes, I'd like to do rebirthing. How much is it?" Oh my God, what's your life worth?
Mm-hmm.
They don't mind spending on their cars. They don't mind spending on booze. They don't mind spending on other things. But what's your life worth? This gives people their lives back. I'm going to turn it back to you and say, okay, you've done rebirthing, Hugh.
Yeah.
And just share with your audience a little of your experience. You don't have to get too personal.
It's pretty cool. I mean, I know I'm very whatever, but
What do you mean you're very whatever?
most things don't.
You're cool
work
about
on me.
everything.
Yeah, I'm pretty cool about things, but most things don't really work on me. But the rebirthing really actually is pretty. It's kind of like a little bit of a reboot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know what it's like.
I do.
And also doing it with you is a great experience.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. It's just,
Thank you.
A chance.
Safety is a big issue,
Yeah.
I mean, people see me out in the world, but when I'm one-on-one with somebody in the rebirthing room,
Yeah.
in the healing room, there is a level of deep safety that people feel when they're with me. They kind of give themselves permission to just let go, just to surrender. And boy, when people do, life force comes in. It's about life force. Most people over the years, it's like a pearl, You have a pearl, and it keeps getting these layers and layers and layers. You have a little bit of grit, and it keeps mounting and mounting. And of course, in the end, you created a beautiful pearl. But what we really want to do is to see what the grit is in the middle, so that you don't have to create all of the stuff around it. I don't know if that's such a good analogy.
It's not a good one because
It's
we
not,
like pearls, right?
I know,
but
I do.
The pearl
That's a stupid
for
analogy.
the oyster is probably not that great.
No, for the
It's
oyster.
always in the way, right?
That's right. That's right.
So, so we don't want to
So
have...
that's a trauma for the
That's
oyster.
trauma, is that irritant,
Yeah,
right?
that's an irritant for the oyster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is...
That's not such a bad example. It's just the explanation that wasn't so clear.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
All
Tamara.
right. Thanks to you.
Thank you for
All right.
coming on in on this beautiful day.
Yeah.
And so people, May 1st.
May 1st is for the Mayday Trauma Recovery Solutions.
Yeah. May 8th.
And May 8th is Standing Women.
And all that info is at your website.
It's on my website. The Standing Women I haven't got up on my website yet.
Yeah.
I've just been a bit busy.
Yeah.
But I will soon.
And people can call you.
And that people can go to. Their website is www.standingwomen.net.
Okay.
So not to look for .com.
All right. Standingwomen.net.
Okay.
Okay, Tamara.
Thank you.
So let's turn the music back up and we'll start dancing again, okay?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
All right, that's it for now. We'll see you soon, right here, maybe now, thatchannel.com.